What's up, guys? KDogs Kennel coming back at you. I have no idea why the part ended the way it did. The game just kind of froze, and then yeah. So we are literally picking this part up exactly where the left part,
back to the summer
or where the last part left off. So I apologize for that, my friends. All right, so I gotta get an address for Grover McCaffrey.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street, between Ord and Alpine.
Thank you.
Alright, so we got 2 leads, and we're going to follow up on both of them.
You're behind the wheel.
We're going to go to Rawlings first.
Where are we headed?
Whew.
Hello, Rusty. 2 on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
We're conducting an investigation, ma'am. Do you know the name Evelyn Summers?
Sounds like I should. Oh, maybe it could be Jimmy's friend.
Jimmy?
James Tiernan. He's a
Jimmy?
pin setter. One day he introduced me to a lady after work. It stuck in my mind because she was much older, too old for him.
Where can we find Jimmy, Florence?
He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back.
Thanks, ma'am.
There he is.
Let's go get him.
Oh, he's right fucking there. He's fucking running. What a shock.
Tiernan! LAPD!
Of course he's gonna run. They always run. And he just so happens to have a car sitting there.
There!
Don't mind us, we'll just take somebody else's car.
What are you waiting for? Get after him!
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight. These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn, Cole.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
So we have to catch this guy.
Another runner. Well, at least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run?
Right?
I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to land it.
You know, your theories are not
Damn.
airtight by any means, Phelps.
Reckless fuck.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
If this isn't the killer, we can at least get him for reckless endangerment.
That's unless he runs into a wall and saves us all the trouble.
Gotcha, buddy.
Put your hands where I can see them.
That was actually mild compared to some of the others. Okay, so there's one. Our squad cars is magically here.
And where exactly are we going?
We are going to McCaffrey's apartment. We got one lead. Now we gotta go get the other. Alright. What do we got? McCaffrey, number 6.
McCaffrey is in apartment 6.
I just said that. Here. Coming up here. 6 is to the left.
Doesn't look like anybody's home.
Terrible shame. Means there's nobody to let us in. You want to do the honors, Phelps?
Oh, there we go. That works. Alright. Very key piece of evidence right here. This is the bottom part of the letter we found at the crime scene.
Torn from the letter we found beside the body. At the very least, I'd say it ties McCaffrey to the scene.
It does. And oh boy.
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
And of course we... Whoop.
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am. Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you going to give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon.
Here, so some more stairs. Let's go up to the roof.
At least.
Isn't he the cop they've been talking about on the radio?
I
Want another
am.
commendation?
There we go. Roof access. Here we go. Climb up here. And there he is. Hanging out with his pigeons. The magic pigeon.
Grosvenor McCaffrey! Running on a hangover, McCaffrey? Sit down and we'll talk.
I'll go get our wheels.
Running from the law. That don't bother me at all.
There he is. See him?
No, I don't fucking
You a runner,
see him.
McCaffrey? Stay and fight the good fight.
I don't see him at all. I'm fucking blind. As I run into a fucking tree. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but I did. Yeah, of course, it fucking slows me down.
Give it up, LAPD.
I'm catching you now, bitch.
Lock him up!
McCaffrey, you're under arrest on suspicion of murdering Evelyn Summers.
We need to get downtown and wrap this thing up. It's got to be McCaffrey.
Tell me about it.
Unless Tiernan set him up. You don't think that asshole Jameson could have done it, do you?
No, I really don't.
At least it wasn't that Dahlia fuck.
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the Dahlia?
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
Alright, so now we gotta get a confession out of one of these two men. We're gonna start
You
with
sure you can make it
Tiernan.
stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young Phelps.
Yeah. No pressure.
I've been in this job
All right.
20 years. I never
Tiernan's
fired.
in 1, so let's start with him.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
All right, here we go. Relationship with the victim.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
That's a fucking lie.
Keep
Right out
lying
of
to
the
me
gate.
and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
Victim last seen.
McCaffrey gave you up, Tiernan. He says he saw you go into your hotel with Evelyn.
I met Evelyn at the public library. We would read for a while and then go for a drink. Last night, we went back to my hotel room and had some more to drink. I must have passed out. I woke up and she was gone.
What time was this?
Around midnight, maybe later.
And there's no one who can confirm this.
No, there isn't. I knew you wouldn't believe me.
Yeah, victim's book found.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at it once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it.
She wanted something of his.
Doubt.
We either hang this on you or McCaffrey. You better give us something.
Well, McCaffrey's been in trouble with the law before. I mean, he always makes out it was some kind of labor dispute. But, you know, I'm not so sure.
Alibi for James
You and
Tiernan.
Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
Lie.
You're lying, Tiernan. You'd been fighting with her. You fought, and...
I'm not lying! She got up and left! That was it!
Liquor purchase, maybe?
She left,
Yeah.
but she came back. She bought you a quart of whiskey to make it up to you. She told the liquor store owner. You're in deep trouble, buddy.
She said she loved me. She wanted to care for me. But she would never stop talking about McCaffrey. McCaffrey was a writer, McCaffrey was a hero, McCaffrey cared for the little guy.
Did you kill her, Tiernan?
I might as well have. I kicked her out. She had nowhere to go.
Access to the murder weapon.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
Well, we use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
Doubt.
Coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
All right, so we're not going to charge him.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. Big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
All right, we actually did this a little bit of back and forth banter for a little bit. But so let's talk to McCaffrey.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People
Maybe.
who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
Alibi for McCaffrey.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
Yeah, manuscript my ass.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there?
Well, how about torn letter?
How about half of Augusta Summers' last correspondence with her daughter?
What are you talking about?
After you were done beating Evelyn, you searched her and found her mother's letter. That old lady's anguish amused you.
I know nothing about a letter or Evelyn's goddamn mother.
So what was it doing on your writing desk?
I don't know, but if I didn't put it there, somebody else did. Try exercising your powers of deduction on that.
Dick. Access to a tire iron.
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
Yeah.
I don't believe you, Grosvenor. The evidence says that you killed her.
You can prove that I wanted to kill Evelyn?
And for this one, we're going to go with Tiernan's accusation.
Tiernan is prepared to testify that you threatened Evelyn's life in his presence.
Self-preservation. That's understandable. Okay, I'll level with you. Tiernan killed Evelyn. He came to me for help. I listened to him, and he explained why he did it.
Tiernan went to you for help. You expect me to buy that?
That's how it went down. I told him he made a terrible mistake, but he would be throwing his life away if he went to the cops. I took his things and told him I would dispose of them.
But you didn't.
Speak to Tiernan. He'll give it up.
All right, so that's exactly what we got to go do. First, we got to make a phone call.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, Detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thanks.
And that is the icing on the cake for McCaffrey. But
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
You spoken to McCaffrey? I can go? It's all been cleared up?
Not quite. We have one more question we need to ask, James. Then I think we will be done.
Sure. Go ahead.
Events prior to the murder.
So Evelyn passed out, and you walked out. What happened next?
I woke up in the morning, very hungover. I thought Evelyn would have come back.
Lie.
I know you're lying, James. You went out looking for her. Tell me what really happened.
I don't know what you're talking about. How can you say I wasn't in that hotel room?
McCaffrey's accusation.
You wound up at McCaffrey's. You were still incredibly drunk. You passed out on his floor. It's time to tell me what really happened.
McCaffrey woke me up the next morning. And he showed me the lug wrench and the letter and the box. And he said I came in with him last night. He said that I killed Evelyn. And that it was all over the radio. And that he would protect me. And I don't know, Detective, for the life of me, I can't remember a goddamn thing. And I was angry with her. Really angry. I could have done it. Was it me?
No, it is not you, good sir.
Wait here.
One final question in this case. Military service.
You were in the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw, it changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
Never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
Well, that's a fucking lie, because we just got your fucking
You're
criminal
lying,
record.
McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
By your criminal record, sir.
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge, beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore. She tried to steal from my wallet. I could have fought for this country. I could have...
You beat her because she stole from you, because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch. What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her.
Bam. There it is. There is...
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn
the nail
Summers.
in the coffin.
She was a sad lady who never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
Congratulations, boys. You bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse, and neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot at a prison graveyard.
And there we go, my friends. Studio Secretary Murder, 5-starred. Grover McCaffrey can write a tell-all memoir from his cell on death row. That is going to do it for this part. In the next episode, guys, we are going to be doing the final homicide desk case. The Quarter Moon Murders. Coming at you in just a couple seconds. Hang tight.